Hello everyone, I welcome you to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry for the background noise, please manage it. I thank you for coming to this YouTube channel, and you're lucky that you're here because today I'm going to be teaching something very special and wonderful. So today I'm going to basically be teaching how to make animations. Many of you don't, people think that on Scratch the only thing you can do is games, animate your sprite, but you can also make animations. Animation means animating a sprite, animating a background, animating so many things, and you do all that by coding. As I said earlier, sorry for the background noise. So let's move on. So I'm not going to really be doing a project. This is a project I'm working on. And I'm going to teach you, like, let's say, all the basics of doing animations and things like that. So without wasting time, let's move on. So you know that before you start any script, you use a when flag clicked or when sprite clicked and things like that. Some people want to make maybe the animations wonderful, so you could just make your of something you can click on, and when you click on it, it starts the project. So there we go. So but you can use when flag clicked. So and also you just go to this position. It's seen in motion over here. Scratch automatically brings the position of that sprite, so that's where you see go to position, and it's very useful. In every sprite you put it after the when flag clicked. It's very useful, so that if you do any sizing, any adjust in, and you click it, you want the sprite to be in a certain position. You don't want everything to be spot, so you can put to go to this position if you just mistakenly remove the sprite or do something. And also another thing is, look at this switch costume too. If you're using like more than one costume in a code for a sprite costume, we can see that in costumes, sprites have some sprites have many costumes, so it's always good. Maybe when you click the flag, you finish running your project, and that you always want the project to start with a particular costume out of everything you have picked. Maybe you're using 100 costumes, let's just imagine 100 costumes, and the last costume, all the costumes are different from all of them. They're all different, and the last costume is the last one. So when you start the project over again, you want it that it switched to the first costume and continues the project like that. You can say when flag click, you should go to this position and switch to this certain costume. So, and also show. Sometimes you're doing some adjustments and you want the sprite to hide. You can click on hide and then put show. It's good whether you're in any script you are doing. It's good for you. It's not going to really make any difference if you want the sprite to show. Like there doesn't really make any difference, but it makes sure that maybe if you mistakenly hide something and then your sprite is saying something and the sprite is not even showing, you can always put show anywhere. It doesn't really damage anything. And also broadcasts are very useful. Broadcast, you can see broadcast is on almost all my code. Broadcast is used for so many things. Broadcast is mainly used to just communicate with another character. You want a sprite to communicate with another sprite to tell it that, hey, this is your turn. Just imagine you're doing a presentation. The next person presenting, maybe the person is doing something else, or the person will not know if it's the person's time to present. You can do a sign. You do a sign to the person, like maybe you call the person, or just use a little sign, body language sign, to tell the person that, hey, it will soon be your turn. So and that you give the person a sign after your presentation that it will soon be your turn. So you can use your broadcast when you are doing Scratch programming. So if you want, maybe you did a animation for presentation like mine. When the person finished doing his or her presentation, you can say broadcast something to somebody else, so that person, and you have to put it at the ending if you want the person to come at the ending. So you can broadcast a message to that person that or hey, you can name it anything. And just know that in every broadcast you do, you must use different names. You cannot use the same name for two broadcasts. They must be different names. So if you're having something that, oh my god, this thing is not working, just check, are you sure that you didn't use the same name, and you didn't use two broadcasts, one broadcast for the same person. So you have to check that. And also, maybe you want your sprite to do a presentation and you want the sprite to be talking. You can go to your extensions, and in your extensions you see a text to speech over here. This is it has a picture, but mine is not showing presently. So if you click the person, to be able to, your sprite to be able to talk, and if you don't know this, so you can just go to your text to speech now. And also this and you can go to your text to speech and see what is over there. And also this set voice, you have to set the voice whatever, because you have so many options to choose from. Before you start any set voice, we want something to talk, you have to change it, because auto is for girls, tenor is for boys, squeaking, let's say an animal, giant, maybe somebody that has a deep voice, kitten for cats. So you can change it to any of those following options to choose from. So you can change it to change the voice. So you can try it out. Just take a set voice. So set voice, if you want to start anything about speaking, you can put a set voice over there. You have to put a set voice before any speak something. You have to put a set voice, or else the sprite may not talk the way you want it to be. And also you may want it to a speech text block to come out maybe after I finish talking. So with Scratch, I think there's no way for you to do that as the two of them will come out together, that they speak and the say will come out together. You have to, it's the way you arrange. If you put the say before they speak, this to bring out the text before it speaks, but this is the best way, speak before the say. So we speak, then the say, the block will come out. But that will not make your animation good and the best. And people just normally do only games in Scratch. They don't really do animations of things that maybe benefit, or things like that. So I found a good way, which I think nobody has ever thought about that before. In Scratch you're able to duplicate costumes. So if you don't like the way something is coming before something, I found the best way, which I made myself, which I believe is the best way, and nobody has ever gotten it before. Sprite in Scratch, you can touch everything. Everything is not really grouped all together, because these sprites were made by somebody. They were all made, so you're able to adjust the sprite. Maybe you don't want the hand to be here, you can remove. This is even a line, not the hand. Can you see? And the whole hand can also be grouped together. You can duplicate this every and name sprites different. You have to name them different names, and click on the mouse. You can zoom, and click on the mouse. Please, I'm sorry that my room is not yet loading. Click on the mouse and change the shape of the mouse for each time. You have to do many shapes of the mouse, and then you now come to your, don't need the text to speech again. You can now come here, and instead of this, you can put instead of say something in looks, you can go to looks and say switch costume to and put them, replace them with this say. Put many of them. You can just continue repeating it, so the mouth of that sprite will be moving. Can you see? It's very cool for you, somebody to be talking and the mouth of the sprite is moving. So cool. Because Scratch can't do that, I just gave you a way I just found out not a while ago. Very, very wonderful way. So that is basically like almost all. I am thinking of what else I can say. So you can do maybe you are doing a presentation in Scratch, can be able to broadcast messages like that. Broadcasting is better, because there's another way for you to do it, and the other way for you to make two sprites talk is this. If you you can say when the flag is clear, you can say, you can go to your looks and say you should say something, it checks only the text block comma, not the text to speech. You don't put the text to speech. And after that, you want the text blocks to be coming out. That will require a lot of mathematics, because you can say if in looks, we have two says button, says blocks. There is say without the second, and say alone. Say alone is just like you're going to do it forever, just the block command. So this is the best to actually use. You also have think for and second with none of no second. So if you